Hey, let's get on our mats and get ready for our 45-minute level 3 practice. I've put a little bit of lime and wild orange in my water today, which is a beautiful combination of oils that are going to help to cleanse my body and support my immune system, and also just adds this really uplifting, energizing little boost for me through the day and through my practice. So I love, love, love it. If you have doTerra's citrus oils, maybe you have those too, I invite you to put a drop of each in your water and enjoy the extra boost. All right, so let's get going. We're going to take a moment and be still before our movement and tune in deeply to the self. Taking notice. How are you feeling? What's going on within? Take notice to your breathing. Noticing everything about the self in this perfect moment. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, but just be with you. Get your breath going here. You might feel you want to even pause this practice and go to last week's, or this week's rather, pranayama, the Kapalabhati breath, which is very cleansing. So you could take a moment and explore that in this moment, or even add it on to the end of your practice if you like. Otherwise, for now, we're just going to get our belly bonfire breath going, our expansions every breath in, our contractions every breath out. Good, another 3 full rounds. Awesome. So let's come to the hands and the knees, getting started in our table. All right, once you're here, you're going to let the toes tuck under gently, and we'll just start to create some heat. So fingers are spread wide, knees are under the hips, hands under the shoulders. We're pushing like we're trying to push the hands and toes through the floor. So don't necessarily start at your full capacity here. We're going to take this a couple of times. We're just starting to get the body warmed up a little bit. Elbow creases are turned toward the opposite corner of the mat. We'll take another full breath. Good. We'll take the tail to the sky, heart and forward, as well as the gaze into your out breath. Round the tail, chin to chest. Back to your table. Start to push down. Palms and tuck toes, maybe a little deeper this time. Focus on trying to maintain your inward upward lift. Even as you're breathing in, feel the strength of the core there, supporting you, that extra heat you're cultivating. Release that intense press and take the tail to the sky, heart and gaze forward again. Exhale, tail is rounding, chin to the chest. One more time, back to your table, pushing down. Maybe you're pushing down so much your knees lift this time. Good, place the knees back to the earth. You can untuck the toes for a moment, send the heart and gaze forward. Round the tail, chin to chest, breath out. In breath, we open. Out breath, we round. Once more. And round. Good. As you come back to your table, we're sending the right arm forward, left leg back. We're going to keep moving with our breath here, getting lots of movement through the organs, through the core. So we're breathing in, looking forward. Exhale, elbow to the knee, and just hang out there. Can you balance? Can you maintain that inward, upward lift? In breath forward, exhale, rounding, elbow to knee, pausing, breathing. In breath long, exhale, elbow to knee, and pause. 2 more times. Good. So you extend long, you're going to roll your wrist, roll your ankle. As you're doing that, maybe you're taking an awkward airplane, limbs out to either side. Beautiful. Back through to center, hand and knee to the earth. Let's take the left arm forward, right leg back. Breath in, we're gazing forward. Breath out, elbow to the knee, and pausing again. Okay, focus on the core. In and up, in and up, in and up. In, breath long, exhale, elbow to knee. In, breath long, exhale, elbow to knee, pulling in and up again. Okay, we're going to take this 2 more times. In, breath long, exhale, elbow to the knee. Good. As you extend long, wrist and ankle are rolling off to either side, awkward airplane, a couple of breaths. Back to your center, hand and knee down to the earth again. Awesome. So let's tuck the toes. We're going to walk the hands in, lift the knees, coming up to balance for a moment on the tippy toes. Hands to the heart, one, the other. Big breath in, breath out. You're twisting to the side. Gaze is moving to the top elbow if you can. Think of in your twist that you're still maintaining that inward upward lift. So you've got lots of space. You're really squeezing the organs. Take the in breath back to your center. Exhale to the other side. In breath, back to center. Palms are coming forward. You're going to walk your way out into plank pose. And then walk your way back up into a standing forward fold at the end of your mat. Okay, so walk your hands out. Hang out in plank for a breath. And walk your hands back in, into your fold. Relax your head for a second. Good. Inhale. Come forward. Let that inward upward lift engage as you hang for a breath. And back up again. Forward fold. Relax. One more time. This time we're going to hang for 3 breaths. And we'll take our vinyasa. Take it as you need it. Keep it low and supported, or take it high from chaturanga. And downward dog when you're ready. And get a couple of breaths here to move as you please. And we're moving our gaze forward with a step, walk, or hop. to the top of your mat, forward fold with the out breath. Half lift, breathing in, bowing forward, breathing out. Half lift again, breath in, bow forward, breathing out. One last time. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale and fold, knees bent, pushing into the feet for chair. Big inhale up. We're going to take this down into our twist through the midline and to one side with the out breath, palms pressing, inward, upward lift, maintaining. In breath center, exhale and twist. In breath through center, exhale, folding forward. We're pushing through the feet and coming all the way to stand. Good, let's take the arms back and down to your sides for a moment into mountain. Back to those expansions and contractions. We're here in a standing posture, but we can remain relatively at ease. So we can let the belly expand again as we breathe in. Let it contract as we breathe out. Set your feet as wide as your mat. Turn the toes out. Heavy the hands. Begin to twist as you turn over one shoulder. Lift the opposite heel. Let your arms swing heavily around you. Let them hit your low back. Obviously, if you've got some shoulder issues happening, you're going to make some modifications through most of your practice, really. So you can always keep your elbows bent if you need to. Good, one more breath. Awesome, slow yourself down here. Start to come through center. We'll take the arms forward, lift the heels, coming to your tippy toes. Exhale, start to bend the knees, sink down. How low can you go? Minding that you're going to be coming back up. You might be able to come all the way down. Maybe not, so just find what feels right and push the earth away. Come back up to stand. Exhale, floating down. Inhale, pressing up. Good, another time. All the way back up. And this time we're coming all the way down. We're going to hang out for a few moments in our squat. Settle the heels in. You can set your fingers forward, right hand exhaling into the air. Okay, other finger is spread wide onto the mat. If you can take that further, wrap your left arm around your bent knee, draw your top arm down the back, maybe binding here. Release your bind, set both fingers again wide onto the floor. Exhale, left hand into the air, taking it further into your bind if you can on this side. Not every side is wanting to bind, and that's okay. Beautiful, releasing back through center. Hands forward, strong in your belly. See if you can slowly, slowly set yourself down to the floor. Keep the belly turned on and keep on slowly coming down. Okay, when your shoulders and head are still lifted, hang out for a couple of breaths here. Low back is pressing into the mat. Still breathing steadily. And now exhaling all the way down. Let's take a big reach up overhead. Now for support, your hands can slide under your seat. They can also come alongside of you or up by your head as you would for a sit-up. We're going to flex the feet, press the low back into the floor. We'll start with a couple single leg lifts. So the right leg inhales up with the in-breath and back down with the out-breath. Left leg inhales up with the in-breath and back down with the out-breath. If you can comfortably keep going with single leg lifts, you know that's enough, then go for it. If both legs are happy to lift simultaneously with the in-breath up to the sky without feeling it straining your back, and then exhale them back down. You might even be able just to hover them at the floor and then take them up again. In-breath and back down, out-breath. Okay, a few more breath cycles here. Okay, last one. If you're doing single leg lifts, you should be ending on your left leg for balance. And if you can, just hover the leg above the floor or both legs for a couple of seconds. And then all the way down, arms reach up overhead. Beautiful. Hug the knees to your chest and take them in, a couple of rocks side to side. Back of your thighs with your hands, start to rock forward and backward. Getting some nice inversion happening, lots of attention to our organs today, lots of new movement and newfound blood flow. On your final rock, let the ankles cross so you can come all the way through and hop your feet out into plank pose. Okay, start to walk your hands back in toward the feet, hang out in a forward bend. If you're feeling the warmer you get, the longer your legs are willing to be, but always be generous as you need. And walk your way out, belly turned on, back into your plank. And walking back to your forward bend, relaxing. A couple more times. Hang in your plank for a breath when you get there. This time we're going to hang out for 5 breaths in plank pose. If it's too much to be on your hands, you can always be on your forearms. And if you want more challenge, play with alternate kicks of your heels to the sky. Taking our vinyasa from here, going down with the out breath, transitioning to your back bend. Downward dog as you breathe out. I'm going to bend our knees deeply, press the belly back to the thighs, hang out here for an extra breath. Right heel up with the inhale, exhale. Knee to the nose, inhale back up, exhale, knee to the nose. One more time, exhale, knee to nose, and step forward. Let's turn the back toes out, connect the back heel down. We'll take the hands inside the front foot here, bend the knees, and start to push down through both feet, coming into a warrior 2 for a moment, hands through the heart, and out in line with the earth. How low can you go here? How deep can you sink into the front knee? Taking another full breath. Now option to either set your front forearm to the thigh. You can also set your fingertips to the floor. Okay, we're gonna float the top arm over the ear and reach long. If you can take this unsupported completely, take that right hand and just like point the fingers toward the end of your mat. So your arm is just hovering along in front of the body. Top shoulder rolling back. Maybe you're looking to the top hand. Legs and core are doing lots of work here. One more breath. Beautiful. You're going to take your palms around your front foot, step your way back into downward dog, and move your feet for a moment. Bend the knees, left heel up with the in-breath. Exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale to the sky, exhale to the nose. One more time. Exhale, knee to the nose, look to the top of your mat, and plant the foot down, back toes out, heel to the floor. Okay, bend both knees, start rising into your warrior two. Through the midline again. Hands in line with the earth. Again, does your body want to sink a little deeper into your posture? And take your variation of choice to the forearm, down fingertips to the floor, top arm is reaching long, so we've got this nice side body opening. Maybe you're pointing the front bottom fingers, your left fingers toward the back end of your mat. So roll that shoulder back. Last full breath. Beautiful. Top arm is sweeping back. We're going to plant the palms and return to downward dog. Beautiful. Let's take our in-breath, bend the knees, come up and over your hurdle. Take another vinyasa here, exhaling down. In-breath, hanging out in your back bend. Exhaling, downward dog. And take the gaze to the top of the mat. Take your step, walk, or hop forward into your forward bend, out, breath. Half lift, breathing in. Bow forward, breathing out. Knees bent for chair. Come on up to stand. Still your gaze, we're going to rise up tall with the in-breath, lifting the heels. Exhale, sink it back and down. Inhale to rise. Exhale and sink. One more time. From your chair, start to lift your right heel off of the floor. Hands can come to your hips or just right to your heart. Lift the toes so you're balancing here for a second. And we're going to flex the foot and cross it over the opposite thigh. So you can stay here in center or take your twist to your left side. That right elbow coming into the arch of your foot. Push the palms together. Can you change your focal point to the top elbow? Coming back to center, release your foot, back to chair. Weight shifting into the 3 points in the right foot as the left heel lifts. Maybe the left toes are lifting. Foot flexing as you come into your figure four balance. Again, if it's feeling right, twisting to your right side, elbow to the arch, right elbow to the sky. Is your gaze willing to shift? This is the most challenging posture for me to turn my gaze in. Let's try one last breath. Breathe your way back to center. Set the foot down. Last inhale in chair. Exhale, take it into your fold. Push down through the feet and come on up to stand. Slow and mindful. Take your reach and draw the arms back and down to your sides or to your heart. You can spend a couple of breaths here in mountain, a couple of breaths tuning into what you need. Maybe it's some water, especially when we're taking some really cleansing postures. We want to make sure we're drinking lots and lots of water, especially if you have that citrus oil in there. Otherwise, just be in your mountain. Tune back into the body, tune back into the breath. Good. Toes are close this time. Arms are forward, lifting the heels, balancing. A little more challenging this time where the feet are close. And exhale, start to sink down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, down. Flow in time with your breath as low as you can. Good. As you come all the way up, let's try and keep the heel lifted and see if we can cross the ankle over the thigh. Okay, you can take your hands to your heart here. You might just hang out in this balance on your toe. If you feel like you can start to sink down a little deeper toward the earth, go ahead. It's kind of tricky to keep that heel lifted. You might be needing to touch the floor for a second and then bring the hands back, one to heart. Maybe the other. All right, let's come all the way down. Lay on back. Just keep that figure four for a second. Maybe rock your legs a little side to side. Good. Extend the legs into the sky. Give them a little roll out. Beautiful. So knees are hugging in, palms are facing the sky like you're trying to push the sky away. Focus on drawing in and up through your pelvic floor and low navel so you can start to lift your low back off the floor, lift that sacrum up. Open the knees wider, keep your feet flexing, hug your knees as high up your arms toward your armpits as you can. You're going to hang out here, keep the belly turned on, maybe lift through the head and shoulders if they're happy to lift, and you can keep breathing evenly. Think of hugging your heels in toward your seat here too. Squeeze all the muscles around your sitting bones. And relax back down. Take a couple of rocks side to side. Back of the thighs, rock it forward and backward. Are you able this time to come all the way to stand on your feet? Use your hands for a bit of momentum. Get the feet under you. Come to stand. With feet bent, start pushing down. Okay, begin to lift your heels up off of the floor again. You're going to come to stand on the tippy toes. So the weight shifting into that right foot, maybe flexing the left, crossing the ankle over the thigh again. Okay, so this alone is just a challenge, having that smaller surface area to balance on. Maybe you're going to start to bend the knee and sink down deeper. Again, you're welcome to use your hands for some support. And obviously, if you're feeling like this doesn't suit your body, you're not going to go here. Are you able to take a hand, maybe both hands, to heart center? Awesome. One last breath. Okay, so come on down to the floor again. You're going to keep your legs in your figure four, rock back, rock a little side to side. Make sure you got a big smile on your face. We're here just to have some fun and be playful and explore our bodies. If you're falling out of your balance, it is all good. Just a wonderful opportunity to take yourself a little less seriously. All right, legs to the sky. Give the ankles another roll, another release. Let's come into that crow pose on our backs here again. So strong, strong, strong through the core. Engage and uplift the sacrum. Knees spread wide, palms to the sky, knees high up the arms. Lifting through the head and shoulders. They might want to stay on the floor. That's all good. Just keep squeezing the sit bones. Keep squeezing in and up through the low belly and pelvic floor. Last full inhale. Exhale, relax down, hug the knees for a moment. And it might feel good to open up into a big full stretch. Perfect. Knees back to your chest, back of your thighs again. We're starting to rock and roll. We're going to come back to stand on our feet again, but not standing all the way up. Just try and get those feet under you and into a little squat. Okay, so try and bring your big toe mounds together nice and close. We're going to mimic what we were just doing on our back. Okay, so big toe mounds are touching. Plant the palms on the floor just like it was the sky. Send the knees open wide. Now here, it's really hard to get into your balance. When your hips are really low, it's really hard to get any kind of support to get up into there. So you're going to squeeze your sitting bones, squeeze in and up through your core, and shift your hips up super high. Already you feel that little bit of lift and lightness. From there, hips come up to the sky and then forward any amount. Now hang here with toes still on the floor if you need it. Or if you feel like the toes are happy to lift, you're going to start to squeeze the heels toward the seat. Now you might come in and out of this. You might be able to hold it. Either way, we're going to come back to plank. So if you're playing or you have it as your practice to shoot back to plank from your crow, you can. Otherwise, make your way there when you're ready. And we're going to give the wrists a break and come down to forearm plank. Okay, so just squeeze your wrists there for a second or roll them out. Get your hips nice and low. I'm going to walk the feet in, coming into dolphin pose. And walk the feet back out, back into your forearm plank. Feet in, dolphin posture. Feet out, plank pose. A couple more times. All right, so let's, from our plank, just place the pelvis down. set your hands toward the top corners of your mat. Heart's lifting, gaze is lifting, and pressing into the palms, coming up into a nice high cobra here. You might even be lifting your palms, so you're high on the fingertips. And tip your head over toward the right side. Just let the hood roll down. And bring it back up to where it came from, through center and to the left side. Same thing, let the head roll down. And roll back up. Good, exhale. Come all the way back down to the floor. Tuck the toes, push into the palms, and back into downward dog. We're going to bend our knees, take the right heel into the air. Exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale up, exhale to the nose. Inhale up, exhale to the right thumb. Okay, so back toes are turning out. Bend through both knees again. We're pushing down. Coming up to stand into our warrior two again for a moment. Think of sinking deep into this posture. And we'll push into the front foot. Start to shift the hips back, fingers forward, and let your arms windmill as you come into your triangle. Now I want to look forward. We're coming to balance on the front foot. See if you can press off of the back foot, right fingers to the floor, out wide. So you've come into half moon balance. Remember all your variations. Both hands can stay on the floor, back toes can stay on the floor. Just give yourself the space you need. If you feel like you can comfortably play with movement here, you're going to exhale, hug the elbow and knee in toward the midline, and then inhale, expand and open back up into the posture. Exhale, hug yourself into a little ball, engaging the core. Inhale, open back up. So 3 more breaths, whether you're moving or in stillness. If you really want to challenge yourself here, you're going to be looking upward as you're doing this. Otherwise, look to the side or look to the floor. Beautiful. And place the hands down, place the back toes down, and come to your downward dog. Bending the knees, left heel, inhaling up, exhale to the nose. Inhaling up, exhale to the nose. One more time, exhale to your left thumb this time. Warrior two, exhale, engage, and rise into your posture. Feel the surface area on both feet, both bearing your weight evenly as we start to transition into our triangle as well. So push into the front leg, keep lots of weight in both legs, reach forward and windmill your arms. Looking toward your front foot. Stepping off the back as you kiss those left fingers to the floor. We're here for 5 full breaths again, whether you're staying in stillness and just working on changing your focal point up, or working on moving in your balance. Exhales hugging in, inhales opening you. Think of how powerful your out breath is, letting go of what's not serving you, cleansing you, giving you space for new things. Beautiful. Back into our downward dog. Plant the palms. Step on back. Okay, so let's bend the knees. Rise up and over your hurdle into plank. Hang for a breath. And walk the hands back. Forward bend. Walk your way forward, plank pose. And walk your way back, forward fold. One more time. You can hang for an extra breath in your fold. Shake out your head if you like. Okay, let's hang for a couple extra breaths. You can send your arms behind you. Either just hold your forearms here or interlace your fingers. Lengthen your hands away from the shoulders and invite the arms over the head toward the earth. Welcome some movement here if you want to sway a bit side to side. Good, hands toward your low back if they're interlaced. Then down to the shins for a moment. Lengthen your spine, flat back. And we'll take our final vinyasa. Walk your way forward. We're going to come to our plank for a couple last breaths. Okay, take it until you're ready to go through your last flow. Downward dog. And we're going to place our knees down to the floor. Big toes are together and under your seat. If your hips naturally have the tendency to open up wide, like if you find butterfly to be comfortable for you, then you're probably going to want to have your feet under you and the knees opened up a bit. If instead you find butterfly really challenging, it just doesn't feel right in your bones, you're going to want to have the knees closer and the feet outside of your hips. It just means you have more naturally inward rotating hips than outward. So find what feels best to you. Take your tail as though you had one and tuck it under you. Okay, so it's going to round your low back out a little bit. And you're going to see if it feels okay to lean some weight back into your hands. This already may feel intense, so you're just going to hang it here if that's the case. If you feel okay on your fingers, you want more, maybe you're laying back onto the forearms, coming a little deeper into your saddle. If you need to think about tucking your tail under you again, if you're really starting to feel this in your low back, you want to readjust that. And if it doesn't work, then come out of it a little bit. If you're still happy here, your body still wants more, slowly let yourself come on down to the shoulders and to the back of the head. Inviting the front body to open up here. And keep the chest nice and open. Relax into this as much as you can. Your body is going to tell you when it's had enough. So if you're at that point, you're always welcome to come out. If you do feel the urge to stay a little longer, you might want to reach overhead even. That is if you are laying all the way down. And when you are ready to come up, you're going to use your body to support you in that. So get your elbows under you. Okay, lift yourself up and then onto your hands. From there, you can invite the knees to stay open or to close up a little bit more. And just kind of slowly coax your way down into child's pose. You might wave a little side to side. Just give your body a little time to come out of that back bend and eventually down into your child's pose. From your child's, I invite you to stretch your fingers a little further forward, lift your palms even and elbows if you can. Let your hands walk to the right side for a couple of breaths. And over to your left side. Whoops. Over to your left side. Don't knock anything over. And as you come through center, palms are touching. We're going to bend at the elbows, bring those hands toward the upper back, and rest for a couple more breaths. Okay, while you're resting here, you might be tuning into the body, asking if there's anything else that you need. Anything else that you want, anything else you're craving, take the time for it. Otherwise, you've had enough time in your child's, you can get ready for relaxation. Inviting your body to open up onto the floor, onto your back. Feeling how after a nice, active, challenging practice, your body so happily melts into that space of ease and softness. And as you feel your body settling into that place, make sure you've readjusted your seat and your shoulder blades. You've made all the space that you're needing. Inviting your heaviness from the feet, through the legs, through your seat and hips, all the way up through the trunk, front and back, the shoulders, arms, and hands, all heavy. All the way up still into your neck, and jaw, and temples, and forehead. I'm going to leave you with a quote today from Rumi. Try not to resist the changes that come your way.